On the east coast of Africa, we're encountering warm and welcoming people, areas of great natural beauty and healthy arable land. Farming's been at the backbone of livelihoods in rural Kenya for centuries, and we're here to look at the way that these traditions are being transformed by agribusiness, a model that's uplifting GDP, changing fortunes, and turning lives around.
As you go through the Rift Valley, you will come to an area called Kimilili and Nakuru, and that's where we have a lot of farmers. Now, traditionally, these are very backward areas for farming. There's a lot of land, there's a lot of people who are idle, and the poverty levels have been pretty high.
In my area, there's so many people poor. But it's not that they lack hands, it's not that they lack farm, they have it. But the strategies for them to come out, to improve the standard of life is the problem.
These are subsistence farmers. They wake up one day, they decide to plant maize that half of the time will not succeed. Or they'll plant, they'll produce, but they will not get a ready market.
Most peasant farmers are only worried about what they eat. And since in Kenya we depend on rain-fed agriculture, the global warming, sometimes too much rain like El Nino, now makes them lose their produce either by putting input, whatever money they had, everything, then when drought comes, it's all gone, they are zero. Now sometimes too much rain, then rot on how to keep the crop. So all the time there is a poverty cycle. By the time they expect good harvest, it is a bumper that they cannot store well. So they eat what they eat, then the rest may rot.
If they produce on their own and are trying to penetrate the market without the linkages, the business linkages that allow the produce to get to market at a volume that will make a difference to their lives, then they are trapped within the subsistence farming community where they sell only to survive for themselves.
Africa is really set as a frontier for agribusiness because we've got a lot of land mass. The whole of African continent, huge land mass. 60% of the arable land unused is still in Africa. We've got the land, we've got the sun, we've got the water. So when you look at all this, it's all about really bringing in more and more inclusive partnerships where the people who are there on those farms or the landowners come together. They offer their farms, they offer their business, their place for people to do agribusiness.
Vimal Shah is a co-founder of Bidco, which is where our story leads us, a powerhouse in the field of edible oils, soaps and detergents. With an annual turnover of $500 million, it produces many of the most recognizable consumer goods brands across East Africa. Bidco is at the forefront of a forward-thinking business philosophy of inclusion and shared growth with their farmers, their employees and their distributors. And it all starts with a transition from subsistence farming to agribusiness.
It's all about teamwork. It's all about teamwork. We'll not lower our goals. We'll not lower our goals. The level of our present abilities. The level of our present abilities. But raise our abilities. But raise our abilities. To the height of our goals. To the height of our goals.
When you see our people holding hands and saying the Kaizen pledge, this is where they all come together. There's no discrimination at all. And we say, alone we are weak, together we are strong. And this pledge is said to them, by them every single day. It's about continual improvement in everything you do.
Bravo Bidco! Bravo Bidco! Bravo Kaizen! Bravo Kaizen! Bravo Kojen! Bravo Kojen!
The ethos of our business is about inclusive growth. It's about partnerships. We make sure that we partner with our supply chain. So on the supply chain, we have all our suppliers, and on the other end, we have customers. My grandfather came over from India, so originally we're from India.
Soya gold, they come out brighter, repairing. Because they're white, ne?
Dad was born in Mombasa, and he educated himself in Mombasa. Then he moved to Nyeri, near Mount Kenya. And we were born there, myself and my brother, and we were brought up there. He's done a lot of businesses, different ones. But it's only when we joined him, my dad, my brother, all three of us together started this Bidco in the consumer products industry. It started from an idea that my father had was, we want to be in agribusiness. And there was a whole feasibility study done, going out to farmers and talking to them and saying, what about farming and all that. And they actually said, bring us the seed, we'll start farming tomorrow.
This area is a highland. It lies on the slopes of Mount Elgon. Now, when the colonists came, they had settlers. The settlers were mainly farmers, and they knew what formal agriculture is. So they were only choosing the arable lands where climate is good, land is good, and it's vast. So after independence, very few people who first came here also adopted the same way of doing agriculture. That's why in Bidco, when we wanted sunflower production, we realized that we should start here with the farmers here. And that's why our main meetings started with people like Bernard.
We had somebody called Kevin. He's an field officer with the Bidco in Nakuru.
I think this is him.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy.
Yeah.
And he asked me, Mister, I've heard you are a very good farmer in this area. I said, yeah. Who are you? He told me, I'm Kevin, I come from Bidco. Can you really supply us with this one you have on your farm? I told him, it's okay. Only that you offer the good price. He told me, yeah, we offer very... In fact, when we talked like that, he even offered me a better price than where I was supplying. I mobilized some farmers around. They also supplied me with their sunflower. I told him, we have got a good buyer.
And when I talked to him about farming sunflower, he was great because that was selling a new idea. And that's why every farmer here has adopted, and they are helping us have enough sunflower in Bidco.
They were interested. They came in. We supplied that year with 200 metric tons of sunflower. This time round, we supplied them with over 500 metric tons of sunflower.
This is when you put sunflower. Yes. So it means you get enough.
Yeah.
So what we did is we actually made sure that they've got a market, which we guarantee a market for their products. We've also given them the seeds in terms of where to buy the seeds from. We got those input suppliers brought in. The ripple effects of this are a lot of farmers want to get engaged, and we have now many more farmer groups, the self-help groups coming up together, and now there are cooperatives coming up.
A supplier will come in and provide a package of services, so seeds, technical advice, credit, insurance, and give it to the farmer. And then there is the same supplier who will pick it up at the appropriate time, enter it into the processing and on to the consumer and pay the farmer. Now that is a partnership that will make a difference because then you are market driven.
We have a philosophy at Bidco of going from the soil to the frying pan, and we work on the full value chain.
It's this value chain approach that enables not only farmers but distributors as well. Supported by Bidco, they can now download an app and use cell phone technology to order their goods. An order that would have taken a week or more to deliver is now turned around in just 24 hours, allowing businesses like John's to grow.
We get our goods on time and we pay them on time. So that partnership has been working very well on us.
Our company is a part of the UN Global Compact, and this is a globally accepted policy initiative where companies voluntarily, subscribe to it and say, we will abide by certain standards. It's got a 10-point standards, which we talk about human rights, labor, environment, anti-corruption, and all that put together. So we subscribe to that, and we've actually made sure that a lot of our partners also come onto this.
This kind of transformation that you are seeing is driven basically by, first of all, inclusive partnership, where you have market-driven partnerships. So this kind of transformation will not happen when you are just giving people fish. It comes when you are showing them how to fish, and you do it sustainably, and then it can be replicated and upscaled across the whole region.
Things have really changed. You can see I'm staying in a very beautiful house. My son, none of my son or daughter is here. All of them are in college. Agribusiness has really assisted me to see that these children are educated. They get good education.
The ultimate goal of our distribution system is to create many more entrepreneurs in Africa. And I think we're doing that in a massive scale. And we'd like to reach, right now we reach about 20,000. We'd like to take that to 70,000. If our people are not happy and healthy and living, and if our ecosystem in the supply chain is not happy and healthy and living, then really what's our reason to exist?
After 2 years, this area, when you come, between September and December, you will see wonders. There is sunflower all over.
Jumuiya. That means coming together for a common goal. Kujumuia is like kujumuika. That is, you have a drive which you want to achieve, regardless of the smallest or the greatest. And again, there are the meek, but when you come together, you'll be stronger.